Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another amazing Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda, except no substitutes. Offer you to a wonderful 1v1 on Bocage. It's Bayeux, yeah, it's Bayeux. In the west, it is the angry Dutchman, angriest of the Dutchmen, fighting for the Oberkommand West Germany, Deutschland. Here with the... let's just go with second Panzer Division here, featuring Grand Offensive with Panzerfusilier smoke bombs, Infant Sturmgewehrs, Panzer Commander, and the Command Tiger with triple infantry vest. And each of this Skeletron, fighting for America, freedom, and democracy. Here with the second Armored Division with mechanized groups, 76mm Shermans, half-tracks, or mortar half-tracks specifically, cavalry riflemen, and combined arms with the rifle squad and dart truck versus double forces there for angry Dutchman. Also, very big thanks to Armin for donating and supporting the Propagandacast with his hard-earned money. You too can join his example by donating yourself, or you can pledge via Patreon and join many others wonderful, particularly handsome people there. Links are in the video description, and also you can comment, like, share, subscribe, and press the bell button. So, off to the races here with an aggressive motorized start here from Skeletron. He definitely likes mechanized. He is a big mechanized player that will go for the company quite consistently, make, I think, fair good use of it. So, we'll have to see if Angry Dutchman responds to this. Two Volkskommunists, no Panzerfusilier, at least not as of yet. The Dutch, they're moving ahead here, no 50 cal there yet, of course, since he doesn't have the munitions for it, for starters. Second Rifle Squad here, but you can see that he's just quickly moving out, seizing points here, aggressively pressuring, and there you go, Angry Dutchman with the Panzerfusilier. Points being seized up here, and sandbagged in, preparing himself for the oncoming American onslaught. Panzerfusilier squad there, halfway done for Angry Dutchman. Steady maneuvers here, moving towards the centre. Panzerfusilier squad almost done. Seizing the centre here, there we go. Panzerfusilier, though, was technically just a different name for Panzergrenadier, initially only an exclusive to the Großdeutschland Panzergrenadier, but slowly other divisions of, so say, elite kind, or if they had origins from the Großdeutschland, would also see their Panzergrenadiers similarly named as Panzerfusilier, but it was basically just a fancier name for Panzergrenadier. Sturmpionier charging the Rifle Squad there, taking with the Sturmgewehrs. In the south, we got Volkskommunists versus Rifle Squad there, Panzer moving forwards. Almost saying the Rifle Squad party, we got the dart truck rolling in there, and we do get the 5th cal there being mounted on top now of the dart truck. Got the centre sandbagged up. Skeletron there rushing in and disrupting in the position of the Sturmpionier. Panzer moving forward to the Volkskommunists. It's all been bled out. The Riflemen definitely off to a rough start here for the German army and the 2nd Panzer Division here. Rifle Squad being focused down here with the Panzerfusilier. More joining in, there we go, 5th cal added. Rifle Squad now exposed here on its flank, sending the depleted Foot Squad to grab the victory point here, and there you go, Rifle Squad there in a lot of trouble. Need to retreat here, and this means the dart truck has to get out of there before the anti-tank rifle grenade damages his engine. Skeleton there with a pretty fast lieutenant. Might even see some cavalry riflemen here being tossed in as well. I imagine he's going to prioritise reinforcing the riflemen he's already got first. Second, Panzer Squad here Angry Dutchman, pushing him up to a total of 5 infantry squads here. Dart truck there tanking through the Panzerfusilier with its 50 cal there, and we go Lieutenant Ryan with the Thompson. So quite the energetic fight here already. A lot of manoeuvring, a lot of aggression, a lot of bullets. Stinging to hit the cuff point there, very good. Sturmpionier and the 2nd Panzer Squad tanking out here from Angry Dutchman's base. Dart truck rolling ahead again here once more. Already 2 kills and close to Veterans who won. In fact, I think he's going to go straight for the car point here with it and seize it. That way disrupting Angry Dutchman, which will apply as Angry Dutchman is doing to Skeletron. 5th cal on the way for Skeletron. Some heavy firepower there to suppress the Germans, keep their heads down, and preferably permanently. That said, I would expect some cavalry rifle eventually here from Skeletron. Would be very surprised if it didn't go for them, in fact. Belgium headquarters up here for Angry Dutchman, part of course medics, possibly a flak half-track. Light infantry guns also very likely, so there you go, got the cuff point. That said, there's still another connecting point he needs to grab first. Got the point here, moving northwards. So far a bit quiet here otherwise. Panzerfusilier moving forwards here for the Angry Dutchman. North here, bit of skirmishing there. Got the Panzerfusiliers pushing forwards there as well. In terms of course equipment, Panzer Squad would have been effectively equipped the same as a Panzergrenadier squad. That is, you know, say roughly 8 to 10 men, bunch of rifles, Sturmgewehr or MP40 for the squad lead or G43, and then, you know, 2 machine guns. most likely MD-42s, but in theory also MD-34s. You got the Dodge truck, they're being pushed back. Panthers are knocking it out. Grenade, they're forcing out the Lieutenant as well. Good kill here for Angry Dutch in the early game there. Definitely puts that one out of his side, and means there's less here for Skeletron to annoy him and frustrate him with. North here, bit of maneuvering here. Troops being bled out there by Skeletron's infantry at long range. We got the 5th caliber of the troop stick noses up too far. That means both squads can get suppressed here. And some of them being, shall I say, bunched up like that behind his small strip of sandbags. I'd say it's definitely not impossible. It could happen, but there you go. Fulton's flanking up behind the Lieutenant, already low on health, and Skeletron here may have to retreat. I'm guessing he's planning a Stuart light tank. Yes, indeed. So, and no counter rifle in there yet, if he's planning them at all. But again, I think he is. But certainly rushing at the Stuart makes a ton of sense. Also, Angry Dutchman has suffered a loss of a full panzer for his squad. Great for Skeletron, but definitely a bit painful for them for Angry Dutchman committing to a flak half track to counteract this loss. And there goes Stuart for Skeletron. So far, both sides going at it pretty aggressively and enthusiastically. Medical supplies up here since he's obviously rushing out the flak half track, but he also wants to heal up his men. So in this case, he makes the swift decision just to get some medical supplies out this way. Need to reinforce that 50 cal. Stuart halfway done. Flak half track almost done. And while the Stuart can deal with the flak half track, the flak half track isn't quite as good the other way around. And that means Angry Dutchman will need a cannon rifle before he places his infantry, because otherwise that Stuart can easily lock down, I think, a lot of what Angry Dutchman's planning. Skeletron's also sees most of the map again, hitting carve points and other just valuable points. Thumbs up with Skeletron. So far, leveraging his aggression quite well. Got the Stuart there arriving here. Fifth coming forwards. Stuart rolling ahead here. Punch for this setting out. And troops reinforcing there. Gazing the flak half track, shoots and whiffs. Punches the 50 cal. Season of Silent Ponty with the Lieutenant. Second 50 cal here for Skeletron, and more suppressive firepower. A cannon for there for Angry Dutchman. Obviously not too concerned, but at the same time the flak half track can theoretically get some shots in, plus there's also the possibility like a cannon being nearby, so I can understand why Skeletron's not just damning and aggressive here with the Stuart. Is if he loses that Stuart, that could easily give Angry Dutchman the chance he needs to like turn the game around, and right now though, otherwise he's just being held down here by Skeletron and the 3rd Armoured Division. But cannon they're almost ready here for Angry Dutchman though. The Raketen Panzerbüchse. Version saying northwards, and there we go. Got the Raketen out there, heading southwards here. Going to sync up the fuel point. Still rolling ahead here, 50 cals. Rabsport moving in there. Second 50 cal looks like it's going to be heading northwards to defend against any potential attempt to break out there instead. The south here, we got 2 squads pushing forwards there. No upgrade yet for the Panzerfusilier here for Angry Dutchman. He's just on such a mission shortage he can't afford it. And there you go, Stielhand Granate. Oh, gets the wipe though. That is definitely great versus Skeletron, who's done just 2 rifle squads and 2 50 cals. Definitely helps out Angry Dutchman a bit there, but he is still under significant pressure here from the American players so far. And Skeletron is definitely not getting up. Next, we come back to the Stuart light tank. Quickly get out of there before losing. The 50 cal they need to retreat as well. There looks like some misclick happened there or some other mistake. I don't know, but the 50 cal there definitely gets sent packing as well. And we do get the cavalry rifle out here. We've also gotten some new skins with the last update. And Magna will be equipped with Thompsons. He's got plenty of munitions for it, by the way. But that was definitely exactly what Angry Dutchman needed here for like just to break Skeletron's front line and finally be able to pierce through and regain territory here. And of course, crucially, just get more resources. That said, I imagine Skeletron, of course, is going to be keen on shutting that down as swiftly as possible. Cavalry rifle moving ahead here. Thompson's halfway done. Season is empty with a full Scanadilla. Medic's right about done. There we go, Panzer being routed here by the cavalry riflemen. Fulton's routed. As for the Thompson, it was obviously a powerful submachine, but also quite heavy and kind of expensive to make for a submachine guns. The Americans basically set about trying to make a cheap one over the M3 grease gun, which this squad, of course, is also wielding. That was actually sort of intermediate thing that sort of looked like, you know, a poorly drawn Thompson, like someone's 5-year-old nephew got to draw a Thompson. That kind of looked like that. But in the end, they did sort of stick to the grease gun there. As I say, the ultimate replacement is just overall easier and lighter to make. And lighter to carry, that is, so, you know. Little fun fact, the actual service, I think, right up till the, you know, 1990s Desert War there, where it was still used for the grease tank crews. MG-34, the push out the Ralph squad there. Up north here, point being seized. Ralph squad being attacked from both sides. We've got another Panzer squad here for Angry Dutchman. We could theoretically try and go for the Schwer Panzer quarters and some orbital development, but I think that could be a bit too much time here to wait for that. Still Angry Dutchman struggling here with Skeletron. Cavalry rifleman charging forwards there. Straight to an MG-34. Got to do to get that there for Angry Dutchman, by the way. Thumbs up. Sadly for the cavalry rifleman, that does mean their little adventure is pretty much stopped cold. And now Angry Dutchman able to present a much more formidable front here versus Skeletron. Skeletron may have to consider some artillery here. Smokes, in fact, though, he's rushing straight ahead for the Major. Could I suppose at this point consider just rushing out Scott? Honestly, that wouldn't actually be entirely out of the place considering the current timing and just the way he's been able to control the resources here from Angry Dutchman. Like a Scott right now would be actually okay. The Malta, I think, would also be factually okay as a choice there as well for Skeletron. I mean, he could also just go for tanks, obviously. But I feel like some artillery would be handy. And there Angry Dutchman himself realizing, you know what, Otto? What? Artillery would be handy, yeah. So he very wisely commits to artillery himself. Thumbs up the Angry Dutchman. We'll of course have to see if Skeletron does commit to it himself. Still lighting on the move here. 1 kill, half 8 to 2. No half tracks for Skeletron though. I mean, mechanizing some of his infantry could be a fairly good idea here. Cavalry rifleman, 50 cal setting on the move up there. Lag chain Feinzer Geschütz Aktien almost done here for the Angry Dutchman and the 2nd Panzer Division. Grab northern point, but just going from the south. You got 50 cats in the Panzers there. They do get the recon package there, the Gewehr 43s. Full to the push map, the Major. Skeletron, though, still has a good control of the map, but it is definitely slipping a bit. Here's Angry Dutchman, of course, with more support weapons and more infantry again, is able to put more pressure in Skeletron. Be also worth noting he does have some mines here and there, which I think should be an excellent tool as well as Angry Dutchman. Trucking where there, so German player will be taking up. Skeleton, of course, is already there, riding high on initial successes versus the goddamn Nazis. Truck almost done. Then we got artillery here to further shot. Was it actually a decoy? No, it was a straight up regular artillery barrage there. Seems a bit excessive there, but there might have been some other logic to it, I suppose, here from Skeletron. Still being fixed up again. Even got the reasons assisting in the south. The double 50 cal with the Panzerverteidiger is definitely a hell of a storm of firepower being unleashed upon them. Just reinforcing. So closing into the Sherman. But again, he could also come in the 76mm Sherman right away. We shall have to see what he does. But there you go. Flak half attack, catch the 50,000 pretty uncomfortable spot alongside the Sturmpioneer. That's going to force a retreat here. Almost wipes one of those 50 cals as well. Oh, he does get the wipe there. Up north, there seems like he's forgotten about things. There he's planning something else. I don't know. Stewart is good to go. Ralph Scorch there probably should pull back the one that's down to 3 men alone health. Cavalry rifleman now crewing the 5th cal there. We've got the flak half tech back in action. Theoretically, I suppose we could try and hammer that with the armor piercing rounds here. But I think that's going to be pretty risky there with the flak half tech there. And up north, Stewart rushing in, but hits the mine. Ingeniously laid down there by Angry Dutchman, completely ruining the northern counterattack here for Skeletron and allows him to take out the Stewart light tank. A huge success here tactically for Angry Dutchman and really just highlights the value of a well-placed mine. Had it not been for that mine, the right of the northern flank here would have looked, I think, a lot different, but thanks to the mine there, he was able to repulse it easily and do heavy damage to Skeletron instead there, so thumbs up to the humble mine. Sherman tank on the way there for Skeletron. Not going straight over for the 76mm Sherman. Maybe we're seeing some combined arms, actually. I mean, that wouldn't be half bad. It does for a lot of munitions, and I'm slightly surprised we haven't seen any weapon racks or grenade upgrades like further utilize this. I mean, the cavalry rifle, for example, get access to the smokescreen grenade there, so I mean, you know, something to consider there. Straight for the car point there. Angry Dutchman does not miss a beat. Schwer Panzer quarters up there by the fuel point, adding the Panzer authorization. We'll of course have to get goes from the orbital down. That said, he's got 5 infantry squads, so there's not a die need. Plus, he's got 2 Panzerfusilier squads as well, so that definitely gives him a bit of extra there. Sherman on the way of Skeletron, freedom and democracy. I imagine we're seeing that 50 cal there. There we go. Switching on to explosives. He's obviously not too concerned about the German Panzerwaffe at the moment, and mostly just wants to explode infantry, which, you know, is a fairly sensible desire. Of course, FD makes use of the combined arms ability, which is quite good still, even after the nerfs, I imagine. But it was rarely used in before the nerfs, I'm imagining. I mean, you know, didn't get suddenly popular after nerf, but I still think it's pretty good. I mean, it's a really strong ability, honestly. But there you go, catching the flank after the Sherman. Good shot there. Doesn't need armor piercing to take on a flak half track, that's for sure. Sending from the high explosive shot, there we go. Knocks out the crew at least. Follows the retreating. Also nice use of smoke here, by the way. Good spot there to do it. Disrupts any potential support from the south here. And over if there was anything else, they'd also have a hard time spotting here. So, thumbs up there to Skeletron. Good use of smoke. Many American players have not used the smoke screen ability on the tanks, but it's actually really good. More cavalry is now that Skeletron's really ending up the infantry. No use of combined arms to support this attack, though, which is a definite shame. Almost got the line for gun there. Got to wipe them the light infantry Geschütz. Very good. Heading south over the cavalry riflemen. Shoot at the Thompsons. So I imagine we're seeing a Panzer IV Model J here for Angry Dutchman soon enough. Shamrowing about 5 kills, close to Excellency 1. Grab northern munitions, grab the southern munitions. Skeletron once more looking in a fairly strong position here versus the Angry Dutchman and the Germans. 5 kills on the Sherman. And a Panzer IV Model J there for Angry Dutchman, and very much within expectations. Second cavalry has arrived, of course, got the Thompsons, giving Skeletron a almost close force in terms of numbers. He's also the lieutenant, though. So it's 5 versus 4, but you know, he's got Thompsons, and Angry Dutchman does not. Machine gun almost wiped out. Good call in there. Sherman almost done. Oh, Panzer IV almost done for Angry Dutchman. Sherman those definitely takes a bit from the Kedenaf under Angry Dutchman control. North side is once more firmly controlled by the 3rd Armoured Division. Will require a bit of effort here for Angry Dutchman to break through that. Major versus the Panzerfusilier, and the Panzer IV is right around the corner in the south. Cavalry riflemen seizing the victory point here. We got 362 versus 422. So there you go. Panzerkampfwagen 4 gefechtsbereit. Troop reinforcing and healing here for Angry Dutchman. No upgrades on the Sturmpioniere. And still no weapon racks or grenades here from Skeletron. That said, of course, he may not be too keen on delay going for it because, you know, he also wants those tanks fast. But I feel like at this stage, he could probably afford to delay the tank a bit and respond to just like lots of bars, for example, maybe a couple of bazookas on his major and reassurance. So I think he could get away with this trade-off here. But now the Panther was out. I'm guessing we're seeing the 76mm Sherman next, as that one is much better suited for taking on the Panzer IV there. Panzer Commandant there on the Panzer IV, excellent. Up north there, it's like probing there by Angry Dutchman, the Sturmpioniere. Got telecalled in again on the Kedenaf. Is this a decoy or is it not? Nope. No decoy artillery here from Skeletron. North here we got the cavalry from back up to the rifle squad, pushing back the Sturmpioniere there. Panzer IV on the flank, dealing with 50 cal there, very good. Small force being dispatched up here to grab back the victory point and the munitions port, and there you go, Skeletron at the 90-minute mark, calling in the 76mm Sherman. That's going to be a real challenge here for Angry Dutchman. That one is excellently suited for taking on his Panzer IV Angry Dutchman. Meanwhile, let's bring up another MG34. Sherman here has the Panzer IV on the Fulton. He's going to need armoured support there soon. Right, to tank support in some spot. Mesh in there, going to take right vehicles. Comes a bit too early there. More troops rhyming. Sherman number 2 almost done. MG34 almost done there for Angry Dutchman. Intense funding here by the eastern side, but at least he's managed to stop the big 2-point bleed here from Skeletron. And another artillery strike here. Oh, this time he actually called in the fake rapid barrage. Cheeky. I've used it a few times. Of course, the opponent, you know, knows he's like, you know, not bluffing a lot of the times. But of course, now he adds this, which of course then adds further confusion to Angry Dutchman. Like the next time he sees it, like, is this a fake barrage? Is this a real one? So there's definitely some potential for mind games with these two abilities. That said, most players never really get around to that. But you know, it's a potential thing there. But there you go. 76mm Sherman out there with a Baker turret as well, with a bit better armor as well. 5th guy being added. Lost the rifle squad. Good kill there for Angry Dutchman and the German army. Sturm Pioneer still not upgraded. Bit surprised at that.
Or the first can be used for that matter.
This time though, no decoy, and I think Angry Dutchman, there we go, he takes a bit of a beating because of that. Was he expecting to be a fake rapid barrel this time around? Who knows? I said it would be tempting just to say he did, but it's a possibility. At least he could have fallen for it, but we don't really know. Probably will never know. Lamp going hammer here with the Sherman. Or Shermans. Sherman number 1 close to 52. Sherman number 2 barely getting anywhere. Fixing up the Panzer IV there. Trying to grab the fuel pump. The Schwerpunch calls on the way. They're going to need to get in the tanks to wreck that first, or get some mounted tank guns by taking for the captain. Pushing northwards again, there goes Sherman blocking the way with its 7.6mm gun. Fun fact, most American tankers were initially not particularly big fans of the 7.6mm Sherman over the 75mm Sherman, which basically came down to the fact that the 75mm Sherman had much better high explosive shells than the 7.6mm Sherman. And for the tankers, most of the fets were actually like infantry, so you know, having access to better high explosive shells was typically a much higher priority for them. So, little fun fact there. Betty 2 there, 10 kills on the Sherman. Another barrage. Another rear one. Got another kill there. I feel like you should be trying to use this one a bit more before then, you know, going for another strike there. Just like, it's like, you know, get Angry Dutch and like just freak others out over the gotta wipe that barrages and then go for a real one. Once it's like starting to get tired out there and starting to attack like they're not real. Anyways, Sherman there, 15 kills of Bethany 2, definitely better below there, 2 Angry Dutchmen. And Skeletron can soon go for another Sherman. That said, Angry Dutchman's not far away from another Panzer IV. That said, he could be tempted to go for the Tiger tank here, which could be a real risk. You got 248 and 413, definitely looking rough here for Angry Dutchman in terms of Mac control versus Skeletron. Another hit, then the Sherman almost got it. Time for going for the combat blitz here, and gets it. Good kill of Angry Dutchman, the German army there. Another hit there, almost got Betty 2 on the Panzer IV. Sherman there, close of Excellency 1. And Skeleton is close to another 7.6mm Sherman. Good hit there. Almost got the Panzer IV, but the Panzer IV's almost got the Sherman. North in attempt to break through. Actually just looks like a small detachment support weapons not going anywhere, and there you go. The only place they will now be going is back to the base. We've got the counter rifle arriving in the flank, and another 76mm Sherman for Skeletron. Angry Dutchman is moments away from another Panzer IV Model J, but again, it could be he might like try and like, you know, bet big and try and stall for the command Tiger here, which is definitely going to be a bit risky to the big 2 points and everything else. But could in theory work out here for the Angry Dutchman. Could in theory work out. Attempting with advancing infantry, folks in there dealing with them as well. Got a steel hand grenade in with a rifle squad there. Almost got the cavalry rifle from artillery joining in there, and the south point being seized here. Punch the flank in the 50 cal. Grenade off. Veteran 4 on the Panzerfußleiter. Troops reinforcing healing. Line for gunpowder is still alive here for the Angry Dutchman and Deutschland. He's stepped down a bit of work there, but it's not like he's actually been using his abilities a lot there, but you feel it's a bit of an oversight there. Could have probably done a bit better here by this point if he'd maybe used a few smoke screens or some barrages at the right time. Oh well. Skeletron pushing ahead here. Worth noting, Skeletron has yet to use, for example, combined arms, so definitely say that's a miss from him. And still no artillery around. I mean, you could still try and mortar half-tech, honestly. That could also be useful, like just deploying smoke without barraging, or even some white phosphorus. Like, there's plenty of options here for Skeletron, but unfortunately, no exploration of those options. Angry Dutchman clearly is Tiger bound at this point, I think. Or at least Panther bound. Map control wise, Skeletron and the 3rd Armored Division continue to be in tight control of the map, and more crucially the victory point. 409 versus 188, that is a hell of an advantage here. That said, Angry Dutchman does technically have the larger force to some degree. Actually, probably not. There's still some taking repaired here, so might be much close to each other. Definitely should try and sneak in more in the north. And I think I will just consider changing his tactical approach a bit here. Panther 4, they're almost fixed up. Both Sherman's good to go here again for Skeletron. He's not too far away from another one, or a Scot. I mean, I still feel that would be a great addition here for Skeletron. Be they mortar half-tech, Scots, or mortars. I'd say all I think are viable options here, depending how he uses them. Like, just needs to use them. No, that artillery strike called in by the Major. And some it does look like he's also calling the fake rapid barrages. Still no combined arms here for Skeletron, unfortunately. No combined arms.
No smoke bombs from the Angry Dutchman.
Sherman versus the Panther 4. Troops enforcing healing. They've got their Sherman being fixed up. Punches the cavalry rifleman there, and the south going for the victory. We got the echelons there. Squad holding up the line here with a minesweeper. Just go pew pew, Joe. I don't think the Germans will buy it. Panther could try and flank with a combat blitz, maybe. Shot bounces. Panther buzzed off. He tried, sadly. Fortune did not work out for Angry Dutchman there, and begin through push the 5th cavalry cavalry from the rifle squad here, but there you go. Concussive grenade straight into the midst of it. Excellent throw there. Complete disrupting his flank. We got the Sherman pushing force there. No combined arms. Other Sherman moving Major there charging in as well here. Skeletron is on the warpath here. Angry Dutchman is moments away from a Tiger tank. Here's all this is going on. Sherman's infantry machine is pulling ahead here. We got artillery called in there to disrupt his positions. This time no decoys, no fake rapid barrages. MD-34 they're holding up, trying to slow down the Americans as much as possible to buy time for the Tiger tank. He is seconds away from the Tiger tank, and there you go. Can call in the Tiger. Called in now, arriving at the front line just as Skeletron is shattering his front line forces like a hammer through a glass window. But there you go, Tiger ready. Can the Tiger return the tide here for the Angry Dutchman versus Skeletron? Will Skeletron remember to use combined arms? I'll find in a few seconds, I hope. Northeast Sherman versus the Puncher's got a damaged engine there. We got 127 versus 409. To the barrage from the Rap Squad, there lands a nice hit. Veteran 2, and close to Veteran 3 in fact. Sherman lands a great hit on the takes a great hit from the Tiger tank, doesn't land the hit. Up north again, moving forwards. Angry Dutchman if needs to get a bit more aggressive, but also I think he can't charge in the tank without some infantry there.
Please cost him the Tiger tank without achieving anything.
Which would be bad. And there you go. Smoke from Angry Dutchman. Thumbs up. We've got another 76mm Sherman here for Skeletron. I mean, a good 76mm Sherman push here with infantry and combined arms, I think, could possibly just land Skeletron the match here and then just completely crush Angry Dutchman like an MTP can. Cavalry charging the full screen, engine fed for the supports and suppressed. We've got artillery called in again by the Major. Pushing northwards here, Panto's the cover up from the Sherman there. Sturmpioneer supporting Rearsons on the flank. Tiger Tank there being held up in the centre. Troops being hammered and blasted up north here. Sherman pushing forwards. Panto gaining veteran 3 increased rate of fire here. The Kevlar John against the Sherman. Cavalry being focused down by the Sturmpioneer. Almost got a wipe here. It's brutal hand-to-hand combat here. Close quarters action to the highest order. Almost got the Sherman. Like him setting up. There you go. Gets the Sherman. Needs to push for the extra point. Schnell. We got 90 versus 409. He's down to just, well, 2 Shermans actually. So could still work out fairly well here for Skeletron. Still no combined arms. I feel like there's a definite side here. Tiger Tank getting the 5th Cal tank through it. Machine guns moving ahead here as well. Panzer Fusilier advancing on the big 2 points as fast as their legs can carry them. Panther 4 being repaired swiftly here. Very close to 54. More cavalry arriving here for Skeletron. His infantry's definitely taking some heavy losses here. Heading northwards here with the Shermans. Straight into the Ken here. Tiger Tank flank from the south. We got 66 versus 409. Damage ending the Sherman, leaving Skeletron with just 1 Sherman with a functioning engine. Well, it's fully functioning, and you need to get the Panther into the action and maybe do a combat blitz for the increased rate of fire there. There we go. Veteran 4 gained. Anti-tank self-charging the Tiger Tank plus. I think that was actually 2 of them using the tank rifle. They're pushing the Tiger Tank down to half health almost immediately. Sherman in there. Direct hit from the Tiger Tank. Panther 4 needs to get the Schnell. Got the northern extra point. Got the center one there. Sherman down to gains veteran 2 here. We got finally he pops combined arms with the tank is too far in the infantry waste. It doesn't matter. Ends up being a waste of munitions for Skeletron and more worse, his infantry. He's in fact down just infantry others than the Panther 4 and the Tiger Tank. He's charging ahead here. We got artillery raining down there. Bolts in the flank here as well. Flanking southwards here to get around the machine gun there. Cheeky but effective. Machine gun routed. We got 6 versus 400. Machine gun there versus the machine gun. The 5th Cal is actually losing out to the MD-34 due to the flank. Very good. Machine gun there cleared out by the Americans. Was obviously too busy to deal with that. Tiger Tank then a good hit. He got 4 kills. Panther 4 and Tiger both needing dire repairs. Bolters are routed here up north, going from northern Victor Point. We got the Panzer Marine. Could get a wipe here. Down to 1 man. Skeleton's forces are at the very brink, and there you go. Tiger Tank almost wipes out the unit. There we go. I think Skeletron concedes. The match is lost. His men beaten. The Germans held. A brutal fight here on Bayeux with some good back and forth action there. It was close for Skeletron, but I feel like there could have been more smoke used. And of course, crucially, combined arms I think was something he really misused on more. Plus, some artillery I think would also done great from there. But there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. I learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment. Consider donating as well, or pledge on Patreon. Links in the video description. This is Imperial Links in Cheers. Thank you for watching. Till tomorrow again for another episode. Bye.